This is session number one. So before starting this session, yesterday I have shared with you one YouTube video link. So that is having all the details step by step how to download and install SQL Server. So I'm assuming you guys have already installed. If you guys couldn't get chance to install, so again I'll be sharing that link with you so that you can download and install in your system. Okay. Now we are going to start SQL from basic to advanced. Total 32 sessions will be there. So in this SQL, there will be total 32 sessions will be there. Okay. In 32, everything from basic to advanced, we will be covering all about the constraints, the tables, all about the date functions, null handling, subquery, correlated subquery, strings, functions, unions, case statement, all about all combinations of the case statements, right? Everything about the joins with single table, multiple tables, the conversion functions, common table expression, everything we will be getting over here, normalization, denormalization, views, all about the views you will be getting, the indexes, all about the index, functions, store procedures, all about the store procedures, you will be learning step by step, cursors, error handling, transactions, how to create jobs, schedule jobs, link servers, and finally, SQL query optimization. So this is what you will be learning. So make sure you will be practicing on daily basis so that everything will be on tips. So let's jump to the session and let's try to practice on daily basis. Same. Yes, Emma, you raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Before starting the ETL course, download the Microsoft SQL Server. So is it same or something different?
The same one. Those do not have, they have to install.
Okay.
So this is what, so I'm expecting you guys will download and install successfully without any challenge. Okay. Now let's start. So once you will install, you will be able to log in. Okay. And then you will be able to see your SQL server. Okay. How you will launch and log in that video that is already explained. Okay. Now once you will log in, then you will have to first create the database. So how to create the database? First is always we need to create a database as in step number one, create a database. Okay. So because you have to later on work on the database only. So how to create a database? So in your server, there will be a database folder. In the database folder, you need to do double, just do double right click. Sorry. Okay. Once you will do right click, one pop-up will come and you need to click at a new database. Once you will click at new database, then new pop-up will come. Let it open. So you are going to practice. So once you are going to practice, so you can just fill the database name and click at OK. Your database will get created. But let me give you, let me spend a minute here to tell you something. Like I'm going to create a database. Let's say testing DB. Let's say this will be my database name. Now, whenever you guys create any database, it always create two type of files. You can check here in the grid. First will be the DB file. The file type will be rows. Second will be the log file. The file type will be log. So what it means, whenever you will be creating a database, always two files will be created. One will be the data file, one will be the log file. Whatever data you create, whatever object you will create here in the database, those will be saved always in a raw data file. Okay. And whatever log will be generated, those will be saved in a log file. Okay, so these two files will be created. Now remember, whenever you are working, I mean just practicing purpose you are doing, so that's okay. You can just click at OK, database will be created. But if you are a responsible QA resource, okay, you are maintaining your QA environment, right? Your experience is good, around 15 to 20 years. So you need to maintain your environment sometimes, right? Otherwise, DBA DevOps teams is always there to help you guys. Okay. Now, so in that particular case, let's say you are maintaining by yourself. So always go to the path. In path by default, these two files will be saved under the program files wherever your operating system is present by default. So you should always change it and make sure your log file and data file will be in a separate drive. Log file will be in a separate folder, in a separate drive, and database file will be in a separate at a different location. Why? Let me tell you. Like what happens, let's say you have 500 GB size available in your disk. Your project just live last week. Your data size might be, let's say, 5 GB. Your log may be 1 GB. Due to any error at a production, due to any issue, log file may start to increase dramatically. That consumed all 500 GB size in the disk. Then, if you, and user will try to update any data, insert any data, will perform some any operation, here they will not be able to perform any operation because your disk size is full. They will not be able to do perform any kind of operations, right? So your production will be down at that particular time. No transaction will be happening. Okay, that will be your downtime for your project. That will be a very bad case. So why that happened? Because you were storing log file and data file in one drive only, and log file size get increased due to any technical challenge. That's why your database file, even though there was only 4 5 GB size was the database, but your log file size got increased and entire free space was consumed by that. So just to avoid those kind of situations, you guys should have to use log file in a different location and the data in a different location, so that if any error will be coming, any technical issue, so log file disk will be full. Your data disk will be available for making some transactions. So your at least production will not be down. Okay, so that's it. I mean, you should be aware a little bit about these two files. This is what the use of these. Okay, so I'm not going to change. That's okay because we are going to practice. I just entered here testing database name and I'm going to click at OK. So this testing database will get created here at last. This is created. Now, your database is ready. You guys can create your database. After creating your database, we are good to go. Okay, so step number 2. You, hey, 1 second, guys. What is this? This is something. 1 second. My bad. Okay. So here, now you created the database. Now, what you will do? You should be aware in that second step about the database objects. Database objects. Do you know the database objects? Can anyone tell me the DB objects, list of database objects? Anyone?
Table
Tables,
views,
row, columns,
Tables, rows, columns.
Tables,
oh,
then metadata.
Table
Tables,
views,
metadata.
views,
index,
No, schema.
Schema. Okay, very good. Okay, let's see. So first, obviously your tables, your functions, your views,
Store procedure.
store procedures.
triggers,
What else?
triggers,
Triggers are also the part, but triggers these days we don't use because that impact at the performance, right? You can consider index. I mean, these are the key objects. There are others as well, but each and every database at least have these database objects, right? Now, we should be aware the purpose of these key database objects. Like, how many are these? 5. So out of these 5, how many objects are used to store the data? How many objects are used to store the data? Anyone knows?
table only.
Tables only. Tables are used to store the data. Okay, functions. Functions we usually use to create any SQL logic on the top of table only. Okay, views, again we create some dynamic logic which will be on the top of tables only. Store procedures, there will be some SQL logic, those will be supporting to the tables only. Index, again index will be, we will be creating in the tables only to improve the performance. So what we can say, these all REST objects are the supporting object of the table. Okay, we store the data, entire data in a tables. REST all are the supporting objects of the table. In some, like in functions, we store SQL logic. Views, we store SQL logic. In store procedures, we store SQL logic. Index, we use to improve the performance of the tables to retrieve the data from there. So we should be aware about these all objects. Now, first, we are going to start with table, and we will be learning here everything in these sessions. Okay, so there is no time limit, like we are going to take only 10 sessions, 5 sessions, or 20 sessions. We will cover each and every topic over here, everything we will cover. Okay, the major part will be related to your SQL logics. That is more important, like your joins, your unions, subquery, your ranking function, string functions, correlated subquery. I mean, those all will be the part of this entire program. Everything we will cover one by one, step by step, practically. My request will be just to practice at home at least once. So if you will not be at least advanced level of data DBA or advanced level of SQL query writer, but at least you will be able to manage your work if you will be practicing at least once. Okay, you can manage your work at your 10 years of working experience or 20 years of working experience. We will be learning so many things from the QA point of view. We will cover more than that. Okay, so let's start with it. Let's start with the tables first. So first we will start with the tables, then everything will cover under the table, all kind of SQL logics, joins and everything. Then after completion of all those in next 8 to 10 sessions, then we will be starting the remaining objects. So first end to end we will cover table object. Now tables. So we are going to start with tables. Now, from each and every table, you guys usually get two type of informations. Okay. Information from table. You usually get two type of. First is structure of the table. Second is data. Means structure is nothing, the columns. And second is your rows, basically data. So these two information you usually get from each and every table. Okay, whenever you have a requirement to play around the first information, that is a column. So information one is column, and that's the mandatory information. I'll tell you what does it mean. Info one, columns. Info two, info means information you are getting from a table. Info two is a rows. Rows are nothing, just data in a table. Okay, information one is mandatory always in a table. This is mandatory information. Information two is optional. What does it mean? Let's understand. Any table, if you have any table, you have the column names in the table and the data. Do you think there is a possibility table is there, data is there, but no column names are there? Is there any possibility?
No.
right? So there is no possibility, guys. So always, if there is a table, what it means, there will be columns always. That's why the information one is what? Columns. So columns will be always there. That's the mandatory information. Second information is rows. Optional information means row may be there, may not be there. What does it mean? It means you have a table, column names are there. So do you think data may be there or data cannot be there? Right?
Cannot be there.
Yes.
Yeah. So data may be there or may not be there, right? That's the optional, right? You just created a table. You didn't insert the data. So table may be empty, right? That have the complete structure. That table will have all the list of the columns. Correct? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let's play around these two informations, guys. Okay. Now, information one is used for some specific purpose. Information 2 is used for some different purpose. Let me open one Excel. Okay, and 1 second, let it open. Okay, now let's say you have a table. Okay, for an example, any table, and there is, let's say, employee ID, name, city, salary. Okay, there may be a data 101 employee ID, name, let's say this is Seema, city, let's say Pune, salary, let's say this is. There may be other records as well, right? So how many information you are getting and what kind of information you are getting? You are getting two information from here, these columns, right? And there may be a row, multiple rows like this. Okay. So two information you are getting from here. Similarly, you may have the other table as well. For an example, you have other table like table 2. There are some other employees, let's say 501, 502 employee ID. Names are different. Let's say Tushar. Let's say Harsh. Harsh is there already. And let's say Satya. Okay. Now, there may be many more reports as well. Okay. Let me change it. Let's say this is Vishnu. And this is, let's say, Vandana. Now, so you have two tables. You are getting information from each and every table, like from the first table, rows and the columns, from the second table, rows and the columns. So guys, remember always one thing. In future, you will have two type of requirements. First type of requirement, you may have to combine the columns from both tables. Like first table has these columns, second table has these columns, right? So if you have a requirement where you need to combine the column from two tables together, then you can do that, you can achieve that, but you will be achieving with the help of joins. What joins does? Joins always combine the number of columns from multiple tables together. All columns from the first table, then all columns from the second table, you can combine together. Like 4 plus 4 will be 8 columns you will be getting. So if you want to combine the information one from two tables together, can you do that? Yes, you can do that. That can be done with the help of joins. What is the second information? Rows. If you have a requirement in future, you want to combine the number of reports together like this, can you do that? Yes, you can do that. How you can do that? You can do with the help of unions. So every table has two information, rows and columns. If you want to combine columns from more than one table together, then you will be using joins. If you have a requirement, you want to combine the number of records together from multiple tables, can you do that? Yes, with the help of unions. Right? How to do that? With the help of these, you will be getting, once we will be learning joins and unions in detail, you will be getting over there in detail. But this is what the purpose of these. Every table has two information, rows and columns, right? If you want to combine the number of columns from more than one table together, always joins will be used. If you want to combine the records from multiple tables together, you will be using unions, right? So this is the purpose of joins and unions. Now let's go back in SQL Server. So you may have get that information. What's the mean of information 1? What's the mean of information 2? And if you want to connect or combine the number of columns from multiple tables together, which logic you will have to use? If you want to combine number of rows from multiple tables together, which logic you will have to use? Perfect. Now, let's try to create a table. When we create a table, we need some information. What information we need? We need the list of columns, what column we are going to use, as well as we should have the data type of those respective columns. Then we can create. So for creating a table, you need two information, list of columns and their respective data types, like employee ID. Which kind of data we are saving here in employee ID column? Which kind of data? Integer. Which kind of data we are saving here in the name column? String. We call here varchar. City. What kind of data city usually store? Strings only. Varchar. Salary, integer values we are storing, or decimal value you can use, whatever you want to, right? Decimal is a perfect data type for all these amount related columns. So when you are going to create a table, you need two information, list of columns and their respective data types, what kind of data you are going to store. Now, before jumping to create the tables, you need two information. So create table, need two information. What all those information? List of columns plus what?
Your data type.
Their data types. Right? So list of column is okay. We should understand first the data types, list of data types, right? So there are certain key data types which you use in each and every project on daily basis. There are so many, but which use frequently. Okay, let's take those data types first. Data types. Okay, the first data type, integer. Okay, the first data type is int. Second data type is varchar. Third data type is decimal, let's say. Fourth data type is date. Fifth data type is date time. These are key data types. Like integer. Integer will have, I'm from one family, I'm taking here only one data type, guys. Otherwise, from each family, you have multiple data types. Like integer, multiple. Like int, big int, but I'm using only one from that family. Varchar, there are many data types, right? But I'm using one. So this is similarly in others. So I'm using one from each family. Now integer. Integer will hold what kind of values? Numbers like 100, 200, like this. So integer data type will hold the numbers, absolute number. Varchar. Varchar data type will always hold the strings like your name, your home address. Address may contains alphabets, alphanumeric values, or some special character as well. So basically, you can consider the name. Let's say my name Yogesh. Okay, and first one will store the integer, the number. Decimal, any amount which will have the decimals. Okay, let's say your account balance, let's say 15,075, right? Date, date will store, data type will store always the date. Like what is the today's date? 2026 0503. So data type will store only dates. Date time, data type will store date and time. This is the date. And what is the time? Let's say time is 11:35, and there is a second, let's say 50.6 millisecond. Okay, so these 5 data types. Now try to understand a little more about these data types. And like, for an example, 1 second. Okay, like varchar. For varchar, you will keep the values within single quotes always. For date, whatever will be the value, you will keep within the single quote. Date time, you will keep the value within the single quotes. Integer, use value as it is without single quotes. Decimal, use value as it is without single quotes. So here you will be storing the values within single quotes for varchar, for date and date time. Okay. Now, there is one more concept about the size. Like for varchar, we always provide the size whenever we create the table. We provide the size for decimal as well whenever we create the table. Okay, let's say varchar 10 and decimal 10,5 or 10,2. Let's say. This is how we usually give the size. Okay, this is how we usually give the size. Now, when you are giving the size here, what does it mean? Let me explain a little bit about it. Okay, now let's say for an example, you are using here varchar 10. 10 means whatever value you are storing here, the max size will be 10 character only. What's the character? How many characters here as of now? 6. So still you have length 4 more characters. So maximum 10 can be there. If you will try to store 11 characters, will not be able to store. So varchar 10, here let me use varchar 10 means 10 max 10 characters you can save. Max 10 characters. If you are going to save, let's say for an example, Satya. Can we save here in this varchar size this Satya? Can we save? Yes, we can save because the size is 6 only. That's within the limit. If I will try to put something, you will try to use the name. Let's say for an example, this name, right? Shiva Prasad KS. Can we save? Can we store this? Let's try to understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even Shiva Prasad alone will have 11 characters. Then 12 is a space, 13 is K, 14 is space, and 15 is S. So total 15 size of this name. And how much you have size? Only 10. Can you store this value? No. This is out of range. You will not be. So varchar 10 means maximum 10 character you can save, minimum 1 can be there. Clear? What mean of 10? Varchar 10? Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Now let's try to understand decimal 10,2. This is a little tricky, but I'm sure you will get it. Decimal 10,2. What does it mean? It means here maximum 2 decimal places can be there in that particular value. Maximum 2 decimal. So second place will always tell you the size of decimal places. So maximum 2 decimal places can be there. Dot 50. So 2 decimal places, 2 digits are there. Maximum 2 can be there. The first place is 10. It means before decimal and after decimal, maximum 2 digits can be there. Maximum, sorry, before decimal and after decimal, maximum 10 digits can be there. So after decimal, how many are fixed? 2. So how many maximum can be there before decimal?
8.
8,
8.
right? So 10 is what? 10 is after decimal and before decimal. So 10 can be after decimal and before decimal. And after decimal is fixed 2. So before decimal, maximum 8 can be there. And minimum 1. Minimum 1 can be there. Right? So this is how. So this is within the range. If I will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dot 912. So you will see total, what should be the size? 10. So let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Parthiban, is this okay?
No, Yogesh.
Why?
Most decimal only 2 digits, 2 characters should be there.
Yeah, so decimal can be only 2. So this is out of range. It will not allow. So if you will just remove 1 or any digit after decimal, so you will follow the rule. 2
And
places after decimal. So here we are 2 after decimal. Before decimal, how many can be? 10. And how many we have? Before decimal can be there? Only 8. Right? 10 minus 2, 8 can be there before decimal. How many we have as of now? 7. Within the range. Are we good, guys? Are we good? Mohan.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, perfect. Mohan, tell me decimal 3, 1. What does it mean?
Before
Total
2,
value.
1 value. Before decimal 2 values. After decimal only 1.
Before decimal 2 values and after decimal 1 value.
Yes.
That's okay.
This is the maximum.
Okay, so this is what the mean of this decimal, right? So whenever you guys will be creating a table, so you will be always giving the size only varchar and decimal field, nothing else, right? Remember this always, everyone. Now, let me take. Now, list of key data types, Amit Mohan Tiwari. List of key data types.
Integers, voucher,
Voucher.
decimal, date, and date type.
And what was the fourth one and the last one?
Date and date type. Date time.
What other? 3?
Date time and date.
No, other than these 2. Tell me here.
Varchar.
Integers, voucher,
Voucher,
decimal,
not voucher, that's varchar.
varchar.
Okay. Now, okay, thanks. So out of these, for how many data types we store the value within single quotes? Asif,
Worker, date and time.
Yes, varchar, date and date time. That's good. How many data types are there for those we don't store value in single quotes? Shini? Santoshi?
We don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
good.
don't. We don't store the value in single quotes for integer
Hmm.
and decimal.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Fourth, tell me the list of data types which we use to give the size. Santoshi? Santoshi? List of data types, those we use to give the size. Santoshi?
Varchar to bracket to size.
Sorry? Who is
No,
this?
not. Sorry, there was a disturbance. Sorry, Yogesh.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. For
Tell me.
25, like we can give any of the sizes for the varchar.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Jyotsana.
Integer, decimal, and varchar.
Integer, decimal,
Well,
and varchar. Very good. We give the size whenever we define the table. That's nice. Nishant,
Yeah, varchar and decimal only.
varchar and decimal only, not integer. We never give the size for integer, right? Okay, perfect. So this is what, guys, you guys should be remember these all things. Okay, now let's create a table and let's start to play around that. So I am going to create a table. Let's say employee. Now, before creating a table, we just gone through with list of objects, key objects, right? So, what is the list of key objects, Sojanya? Which we just gone through before a few minutes, Sojanya?
Yogesh, can you please repeat it?
List of objects
Okay.
in database.
Table,
Hmm.
tables, index, stored procedures, functions, and views.
Okay. Tables, functions,
Functions,
views,
views,
stored procedure,
index.
index. Okay. So guys, remember one thing. Always you can perform certain operations on these all objects. Like we are going to create table. Table is also one of the object, right? So let me remove this create table option from here. So you can create any object in a database with the help of create command. You can modify any object in a database with the help of alter command. You can remove any object from the database with the help of drop command. Okay. So remember always the same command you will be using for each and every object. If you know like how to create a table or if you know like how to create a table, the same way you can use the same syntax for the others as well. Let's say I want to create a table. So I will be using the create command. Create which object you want to create. You want to give the object name. Let's say I'm going to create a table. If you are going to create a view, give the name there view. Okay, so create, first give the command create, then the object name, whatever object you are going to create, and then your name, what name you want to give to that table. Let's say employee. Right? So this name you will be giving over there. Now, if you want to create a function, create function name, employee, or whatever you want to create. If you want to create a view, create view name. Create procedure name. Create index name. I mean the syntax is same for any object. If you want to change any object, alter will be the command. If you want to drop any object, drop will be the command. So same command will be used for all the objects in the database. Right? If I want to create a view, so create view name, let's say employee. I want to create a procedure, so create procedure name, let's say employee. I want to create function, so create function employee. Create index name, whatever you want to give, let's say employee. So the syntax is same for creating any object in a database. One second. Okay, so this is what, guys. So syntax is always same for creating any object in a table, in a database, right? So first we are going to start with a table, right? So let me comment all these. So we are going to create table object. Create table employee. Now, so you need to give the body. So body will be always within these small braces. Body is what? Body will require your column name and data type. How many columns you want to give over there and what should be the data type of those columns. Okay, let's say employee ID. I want to store the numbers over there. Then name, let's say F name. I will be storing as a varchar field. I will tell one more thing about the varchar after creation of this table. L name, F name stands for first name, L name stands for last name. So varchar 20, let's say city, varchar 20, date of birth, DOB. What should be the data type for this DOB?
Date time. Date time.
Only the date, right? Your date of birth. Your date of birth is storing only the date, right? So date. So we will store here only the date. Salary. Remember always, guys, always in future, like whatever will be the amount related field, you always use decimal for all amount related fields. That is deposit, withdrawal amount, whatever will be, right? Always use decimal, right? So guys, I'm going to create this table. Let me create this. Now, before executing your command, make sure you have selected from the top your specific database. Which database you created here? Testing DB today. So make sure in a drop down testing DB is selected. So I just selected. Now select your command. Click at execute. Command executed successfully. Can expand the database. Can expand the table. And you will see your table there. Employee table is here. Okay, so now you know, like you have created your table. Now I was supposing to tell you something about the data types. Integer data type. If you defined any column as an integer data type, which column you defined today as an integer data type? Out of these, which column is defined as an integer?
Employee ID.
employee ID. So in employee ID, you cannot insert any string, any amount in decimal, any date or date time. You cannot insert. You can insert only the absolute value and only the numbers. It won't allow you. Now, date of birth. Date of birth data type is date. Date will allow to insert only the date, not integer values, not decimal values, not date time type of values. Only the date will be allowed. Date time. Date time will allow you to not to insert integer, not to insert the varchar, not to insert the date. It always insert the date time in the database. So every data type will be able to insert the specific data, but varchar. Varchar is a data type. In this data type, you can insert a string, decimal values, dates, date time, or integer. So varchar is kind of data type which is a super data type. Why super data type? Because it allow to store all kind of data in that. There is no limit. Limit is for other data types. Integer, it will allow only the numbers. Decimal will allow only the decimal values. Date will always allow only the dates, nothing else. Date time will always allow only the date time. But varchar will allow any kind of data. That's why varchar is called super data type. Right? Okay. So is that clear to everyone, guys?
Yes,
Yes, Yogesh. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So you have just created a table. Okay. Now, Yaja, tell me.
Yeah, Yogesh, can you just scroll up a little bit for the decimal data type with an example? Yeah.
One second.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. So I had one doubt, like let's say in the decimal we have 10,2, which means that there should be at least 10, no, sorry. The maximum length can be 10, including the decimal parts, right? So if in the raw data we are not receiving any values after the decimal point, so will it be defaulted to 0.00 or will
That's
it be
right.
displayed as?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. If you will get at let's say 500 only from the source, let's say you are going to insert in your SQL query this value only. So your database will automatically convert it into 500.00.
Okay.
Okay, because those are fixed. That will consume over there that space. You fixed
fine.
it. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, okay, no problem. So this is what, guys, you have created the table. Okay, now let's insert some data. So for inserting the data, you have two type of commands for inserting. You can insert. So you have basically four type of commands you usually use. Select command for any table, insert command, update command, and delete command. So select command is used to view the data from a table. Insert command is used to insert data in table. Update command is used to update data in table. Delete command is used to delete data from table. Right. So let's see insert command. How you guys will be using the insert command. So I want to insert some data here in this. Okay, in the employee table. So you can insert with the help of insert query. So syntax is insert into. So insert insert, insert into table name employee. Okay. Now, you will be using values keyword, and after values, you will be inserting the values here. Let's say first column is employee ID. Employee ID, let's say 101. Next is first name. You can use any first name, right? Let's say Jyotsna. My keyboard. Last name, let's say Goman. Next city, let's say Pune. Next DOB, let's say 1999 0909. Next salary, let's say 6 lakh. So I'm going to insert this value. Now, OM is, can I insert this record?
No.
OM.
No.
No.
Why I cannot insert?
Because
Okay, but the
Jyotsna
things-
would be
Hey,
staying.
everyone. Always speak whenever I call your name. Okay. Om. Why I cannot insert this? Om Narayan Rai.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm audible.
Tell me why I cannot insert.
Actually, I today I joined late.
Okay, fine. That's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
Today you joined, and today we already explained it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Ashish.
Hi, Yogesh. Data type is varchar, so we need to write one single quote.
So which for which column?
Column. Can you scroll up, please? I think column name is second, Jyotsna and Kumen and Pune. That means it's column value.
Pune.
Column name is
So what I should do with Pune?
Pune is single quote.
Single quotes. That's done.
Yes.
What else?
And second and third one also. Similar.
Second and third also. Let me do that. Let me help you out. Done. What else?
Please scroll up so I can see.
No, that's okay. Data is here. Look at the data.
Yes, that's fine. Integer, varchar. And I just want to see varchar, that means size of the varchar.
Size is okay. Forget about the size.
Okay, that's fine. I think there is 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 column in the table. If 6 column in the table, that's fine.
Here, employee ID, first name, last name, city, date of birth. I mean, number of column names is okay. You will have to see that the data. Like, is there any issue with the data? Any issue? No. Okay, fine. Krishna.
For date, we can add a single quotes.
Yeah. So date as well, na? Right, Ashish?
Yes, got it.
So date must be there. Let me not keep in the single quote. Let's say I'm not keeping it. I'm going to execute my query. Okay, select it, execute it. It will give you an error, right? Incompatibility with date. So make sure these, whatever we learned the data types, those will be within the single quotes always. So you are going to use this, execute, you will be able to insert. Done? Okay, now I want to insert one more record. Let's see here. Let me change the employee ID as 2, name, let's say for an example, Om Rai, let's say Delhi. Let me change 8, 19, 75. Okay, so let me insert this record as well. So I have two records in my table. Now, remember always, whenever you will be using this syntax, you need to insert the value for all the columns. So let me see the data in my table. If you will take a look at your data, you will analyze something there. Okay, something you will get it. So let's see how data will look like. So select star from your table name. Select your table, execute. You have data. You have these two records. Now, someone was asking, I'm not sure the name, like if you will be using the integer value, will database will take care or not? So see, automatic decimal has been added. Okay. We were not using the decimal values here. Here we were using the integer values. So those integer values got converted automatically in decimal by default, right? We are using 15,5. So means 5 will be fixed for a decimal place. So 5 decimal got added there. Now remember, so this is one of the way to insert the values, but my way is something here. I don't know the date of birth. I don't know the salary. I want to insert the record only with first 4 values. So can I insert? Let me try. Can I insert or not? So let me copy this command here and let me try to insert with these values. So now employee ID 3, name, let's say Ajay. Here, let's say Sharma. And let's say city is Delhi. Let me try to execute and let's see. You will not be able to insert. Okay, this syntax will not allow you to insert if you want to insert the value for any specific columns. But my requirement is I want to insert only for these columns. So there is a different syntax for that, for inserting. So the syntax is select, so insert into employees. Then you are using the values there. And you are putting the values in the braces there, right? So between the table name and the values keyword, you need to add the list of columns. List of columns for them you want to insert the values. Okay. So for how many columns you want to insert? For how many columns you want to insert?
4 columns.
4 columns. So you need to write those columns in the braces, right?
Yes.
And then you will be able to insert the values in a table. Okay. So how to write? What to write?
The employee number, comma, first name, last name, comma.
Yes. So these all columns. So first column name is what?
Employee ID.
Employee ID. EMP. Second column name is F name.
F name.
L name. And then city. You want to insert for those columns. Make sure when you will be putting the value will be in a same sequence. First employee ID, then F name, then L name, then city. I have the same sequence here. Try to insert. You will be able to insert. Now see the values. So for the remaining columns, you did not insert the value for these 2 remaining columns, DOB and salary. So there will be by default null. You inserted the values for these 4 columns. So value will be there for 4 columns. For the remaining 2 columns, value will not be there. So make sure you understand the difference between these two syntax, where you will be using the column names. So you can use all the column names, or you can use some specific column names. For those specific column names, you can use the values. But in case of the first syntax, you need to give the value for all the columns. For all columns, you need to give the value. So that's the difference between these two. In the first one, there is a limitation. You cannot use the insert command with some only specific values. You will have to pass all values over there. Okay.
So Yogesh, one question, like, so these null values are a string or it's blank only?
This is not a string. Null is null.
Null
null is a value, a known value.
Okay, okay.
Non-compatible, non-comparable.
And one more question, Yogesh, like while creating the tables, do we need to define the date format, like whether it is in DD, YY,
No need. No need.
What is the default format of?
This is the default format. Later on, you can change.
Okay.
Right. So this is what, guys, two different syntax of inserting the record in a table. You should be aware. Sometimes we usually don't ask, but if we'll feel like the basics are not clear of that candidate, so we usually ask hardly one time out of 100. Okay, otherwise we don't ask such kind of basic things. Okay, so we ask what is the difference between these two. Mostly don't know, more than 50%. Okay, fine. So this is what you guys can use the insert command. Now, let's play around the data. Let me do one thing. Let me quickly insert lots of record in the table, and I will tell you the data movement. So lots of duplicate records I have inserted in the table. Okay, like you are going to work in a data domain, so you must be aware about the data movement. So like lots of record I have here in the table. Okay, how many? 26 records. There may be duplicate, may not be duplicate, right? So first, this is one of the table. I want to copy the data from this table to another table, and the table may present. Okay, so the scenario number 1, you have one empty table and another table that has data. So copy data from one table to empty table. Right, you have to copy. Can you copy? Yes, you can copy. How you can copy? So let's have the empty table first. So let me create another table with the same structure. So this is the table employee. I will create, let's say, copy employee underscore, or let's say employee underscore 1. This is one of the table I am going to create. The table has been created. So employee 1 table is empty. Let's see, select start from employee 1. So this table is empty, no data. If you will see the data in the other table, there will be 26 records. So in real time, there may be 1,000 record, million of records, right? So what is your task? Your task is you have to copy data from this second table to the first table. How you can copy? So there is a simple, easy step. What you can do, you can use the insert. You have to insert the data in the employee 1 table. So use the insert command. Okay, so insert into table name. You want to insert this entire data. So select this data. This is the entire data. So use the select command just after the insert command. Use the select command from the second table. select both command together and execute. 26 record will be copied in one go. See, this is your employee underscore one table. All 26 record has been copied. Now, there is a drawback in this particular scenario. Drawback is if you will execute again the same command, 26 record again will be copied. Again, I will execute multiple times. So you will see lots of record will be there in employee underscore one table. So 260 records are there. So it always, whenever you will execute this command, it always copy in your table. This is wrong. This you can restrict. Can you restrict? Yes, we have the other way to restrict it. How you can do that? So you have the way. The second approach, scenario number 2. In scenario number 2, let's see this. So what you guys will have to do, you have to create one table at a runtime, create one table at runtime. Okay, and copy data through and copy data runtime and copy structure and data from other table. What does it mean? Let me explain you. You have employee table. Let's say this is your employee table. I want to create another table without the create command. Like this. How we create the table? With create table command, we give the column name, table name and all, right? Without using the create command, I want to create the table at runtime with the same structure. How many columns are there? The same column must be there, and whatever data is available in this table, the same data must be copied over there as well. So can I do that? Yes, I can do that. What's the syntax? What's the way? So there is a way. Select star into your new table name. Let's say I want a new table name as an employee underscore 2. So what it will do, what this command will do, this command will create a table with the same structure of employee. The name, the new table name will be employee underscore 2, and it will copy the same data as well in employee underscore 2. So employee underscore 2 table will be the same copy of employee table. Let me execute. 26 records copied. And you can check the data in the table as well. Employee underscore 2, you will see 26 records will be there, right? So column names are same, data is also same. Now try to execute the same command again. It won't allow you. You can copy one time only because you are creating a table. One unique name, table is an object in a database. So in one database, in table object, one name will be for one table only. You cannot have multiple tables with the same name. That's why it is not creating. There is already an object named employee underscore 2 in the database. So you can copy only one time the data. Now, there is a second scenario as well, guys. You have these number of columns there. I want to create a table, but only with a few columns. I don't want to copy this. I want to create a table at runtime with all the columns, with the entire data, but I want to exclude few columns. I want to exclude the city and date of birth. I don't want in the new table. I want only the employee ID, first name, last name, and the salary. Can I do that? Can I create any table at runtime with some specific column names and with the entire data or with some specific data? Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. Why? What I can do? Let me use the scenario number 3. create a table at runtime, copy few columns and data from the other table, right? So how you can do that? Again, you will be using the similar command. Let's say new table name will be employee underscore 3. Now, tell me guys, I'm using select star from employee. Now, who will tell me what mean of star here? Anyone?
All
Unmute
the
and say.
columns.
Entire data. It
All
retrieve all the
columns.
data.
All
the
columns.
table.
All
All the
columns.
columns.
All columns.
Okay, perfect. Star means all columns, not all data. All data will be based on the where condition, filter condition. We don't have any condition. So means all data will be there. So data will not depend on the star. Star means all columns. Okay, perfect. Now come here in your query. So here you are using star. Star means all columns from the employee table. So instead of star, you can use some specific column, those you want to copy in your employee 3 table. So I want only employee ID. I want F name. I want L name. I want salary. Only these 4 columns I want. Do you want to copy all the data or some specific data? I want to copy only some specific data. Let's say for employee ID, where employee ID greater than or less than equal to 102. That's it. I want to copy the data only for those employees, those have employee ID less than equal to 102. Let me execute. 24 records inserted. There was 26 records, but 2 records excluded. Can anyone tell me the employee ID for those 2 records?
103 and 104.
Less than
104. 104, I don't think so. We are using. So 103.
101 and 102.
01 and 02.
Okay, so we copied only 101 and 102. 103 has been excluded. Now let's see. Let's see here in employee 3. Okay, and let's see the data and list of the columns, and you will see only 4 columns are there, and you will not find here employee ID 103. We inserted couple of records for employee ID 103. Those are not available. So you can create a table with few columns and with the restricted data as well. You can copy at runtime. So everything at runtime. You were not having in your database previously this employee underscore 3 table. You created at runtime. You copied few columns structure from the employee table. You copied the data based on certain conditions. Right? So this is how you guys can copy data from one table to another table with the entire structure or with few columns or with filtered data. This is how you should be aware. There is yes.
In this employee table, you have 206 records. Sir.
Yes.
Only employee.
Employee table has 26 record, right?
26. Execute that.
Yes. Here you have, right? You have these 2 records, additional records, 103. We are excluding these 2.
Duplicate also.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So this is what, guys? 1 second. Okay. So this is what, guys, this is how you guys will be doing it. Okay. Now let me close. Let me not go this. So this is how you guys will be copying the data and you will be creating at a runtime. Now, you can generate the script as well. Sometimes, whenever you are doing some testing in the QA environment, you are good, you give the sign off in the UAT, no issue found, everything is working fine. But in production, it happens, right? Issue came, cut. Client reported. You said that was not the issue in the QA environment, not even the UAT environment, but that is available in your production environment. What's the case? Why that is coming? Because that combination of the data was not available in your QA environment, not was available in your UAT environment. That combination got generated in the production environment. So for getting the root cause, you will be asking the copy of the production. So sometimes we get the copy of the production. Sometimes we don't get. Sometimes they usually, the DBA team of devs teams usually share the copy of that specific table. Or sometimes you get the issue in the UAT environment, you have the access, but you don't have to, you have the access to create the backup of the table of the database. So what you can do, you can just take the copy of the table, generate the script, and you can execute in your QA environment, and you can start to find the root cause. So how to take that? Either someone else devs team will generate for you, or you can do for yourself. So how you can do? So let's say for an example, I have multiple tables here in the database. For an example, let me just see. So 4-5 tables must be there now. We created multiple tables, right? Let's say employee underscore 3. This table is present in UAT. I want to take the entire data script from there, entire data from there, so that I can troubleshoot here in the QA environment. How I can do that? So do right click in your table, not even table, in your database. Do right click. There will be a task option. Under the task, there must be generate script. Can you see generate scripts is there or not? Somewhere? I cannot see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can see.
Yeah, it's there in the.
From
Achha,
top
that's there.
seventh or
There,
eleventh.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I found it here. So this is the generate script option. Click there. Now this pop-up will come. You will have to go step by step slowly, right? So click at next. You need to choose your object. Which object you want to take the backup? There will be store procedures, there will be the tables, everything will be there. As of now, we have only tables. We just created this database, so only tables we do have here. Now, click at plus sign, tables will get expand. So how many tables script you want? Only one? The last one? If you want multiple, you can select multiple. But my requirement as of now, only one. Employee underscore 3. Select that. Click at next. Now here, remember always, you need to click at advanced. Now, after this, scroll down a little bit. Here you will see type of data to script. By default, that will be schema only. Choose this drop down and you need to select schema and data both. Click at OK. By default, there will be these two options will be there. Either of these two you can select. You want to save that in clipboard, whatever outcome will be generated, or you want to save in a new query window. So clipboard, if you will copy here and there something else, you will lose that data. Always select open new query window. Click at next. You can re-verify again. Your source, this is your database. You are going to copy from there. Is it something? Are you going to copy from this table? Yes, this is what, right? You are right. Target, you want to save in your new query window? Yes, this is what you want, right? Now click at next. In few seconds, your script will get generated. Let's see, that will be coming in few seconds. Right, that's done. Click at finish. You will have here, this is your create table script. This is your entire data. So whatever will be, you can copy, you can save some in any of the file and share with your QA team, or if you are owning that QA environment, just save this in any file and copy from there. Let's say you copied as well. Okay. And select any database. Let's say testing_db, testing DB, paste it here. So this database, you may have your own database, so you can just remove it. So whatever database you are going to select. So this is what. So you have to just click at execute. This table will be created and the entire data from UAT or production will be inserted in your local environment. This is how you can copy the script and the entire data from your production or from your UAT environment, and you can execute here in your test environment. Right? So, I mean, the data copy or the data script, this is the critical part for your, if you are the experienced resource, you must be aware about it. If your experience is 1 to 2 year or 3-4 year maximum, ignore. But if your experience till 18 to 20 years, make sure you know these all things. Because this is the expectation. Experienced resource must be able to do this. These are the easy steps, right? These are not the complicated steps. These all are the easy steps. You can easily manage by yourself your environment. Right?
Yogesh?
Yes, Mohan?
A task means like you'll be having one database. So from that database, you are copying it to another database.
So might be client reported any issue in the dev environment. Your manager is just calling you, come here, man. What you did, this is what it is coming in at production. What you were doing from last 1 month, what your team were doing, right? So in that case, you will say, I did everything, but I couldn't found it, right? So you will try to find a solution, like why that issue is occurring over there. You will ask the copy of that table from the production, right? So either they will generate the script in that way, or if you have any access over there, you can generate from there, because you cannot insert or update at production, right? You are restricted. You can insert update here in your local environment. So you can take the copy like this from there, from production or UAT, and you can execute that script here in your local environment, and you can try to find the root cause.
Okay. I mean, whatever we have executed, it will be in that, what is that log file? So same thing.
What log file?
Not log file. Okay.
Okay, so this is the table script, create table script, and whatever data was there, you just extract it from there in terms of the SQL script. You will be copying that and executing in your QA environment. Then this table and data will get created in your local environment, and you can start to find the root cause over there. Fine?
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so that's all, guys, for today's session. So hope you enjoyed. So definitely all the sessions will be the practically, nothing theoretical. I don't have any theoretical document up front. We will be starting the topic and we will be doing the same kind of activity on at every weekend. Okay, so make sure you guys will be installing the database, and you guys will be creating the database, creating the tables at least at this weekend. Do this. Try to copy the tables data from one to another, like this, whatever we did today. So these are the small steps, but the critical steps. If these are tips, whenever you have the scenario, you can do in a few seconds. If You have that requirement, you have the scenario, but these things are not at tips. You may take hours, you may ask to others. So these are the small things. Do practice couple of times with these SQL queries and you will be able to do it. Okay. We have Asif, yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. So suppose if we have the if we need to copy the data which is having some kind of referential integrity, right, between multiple tables.
I'll tell
So
you. I'll tell you in the next session. Okay, don't worry. We can turn off, we can copy. I mean, multiple ways are there.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Satya?
Yeah, okay. Actually, in the values, right, whatever we generated data, I mean, why we are seeing the n preceding to string, like we are seeing n, right, in the values.
Okay. Don't worry. This is for the varchar kind of values. I'll explain it. Don't worry. Wherever you will find any kind of varchar values, right? So for varchar data type, it will add automatically. What the mean of this? I'll explain. Similarly, for the decimal data types as well. Okay, so by default, it adds something. So for which column, which data type, why it adds, I will help you out on these all in one go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Sharon? Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, Yogesh. Say for example, if we have more than 10 lakh records in the production database, so can we able to get
Very
those?
good, man. Very good. Then this case will not work in that particular case. This will work. Let's say you have around 10,000 records, that may be working. But if you will have more than that, I mean, that will not be working. But in that case, there is an alternate way. I mean, then you need to take a backup, basically, specifically.
Okay.
Right? Take a backup, a specific backup. So then you can restore somewhere and start to take from there, right?
Yeah, you will teach that as well, right? In future classes.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you in the next session. Okay, how to take and how to restore those all. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
sure.
Yogesh? Hello, Yogesh.
Yes, Mohan.
The one which you have taken this, again we need to execute this one, right? Only then the table
Exactly.
database
Exactly. So you can think like we just took this script from the production environment. You need to execute in your QA environment.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think we are done for today.
Sir, I have one last question. Like,
Yeah,
at what point we can consider this procedure, and exactly at what point we can decide, like, okay, we have to take the backup of this data?
Okay, so basically, I don't know you guys faced those kind of situations or not, but we have gone through with the kind of situations, right? So in UAT, let's suppose you found some kind of issue which you are not getting here in QA environment, right? So in UAT, you cannot insert update anything, right? But in QA, you can do everything. You are owning that environment. So what you usually do, you want to troubleshoot that issue, right? So you will be asking the script from there for that table from that UAT environment or prod environment. So the devs team or the DBA team, they will be giving, if you have the access, you will be taking and you will be executing in your QA environment, and you will try to find the root cause of the issue. Like what kind of combination of the data gets generated over there, which is not generated in the QA environment. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys, then let's close it here. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.